Aish Lebanon, or Live Lebanon, has today 7 goodwill ambassadors throughout the world. And for the first time in Australia, it's going to be Mr. Fadi Zuki who's going to play this role. I would like to talk a little bit about Mr. Robert Watkins, who is the UNDP representative in Lebanon and who's giving us the honor of being our main speaker tonight. This gentleman was born in Canada, but he's been out of his country for the last 25 years. And he has worked for the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent. He was the head of the European Commission of Humanitarian Aid. He served in some of the most dangerous areas. This is what we have in common, basically, when conflicts occurred, like Afghanistan, Iraq, the Caribbean, Africa, and Central Asia. Most importantly, he was there to deal with emergency crises and helping those who suffer from wars or conflict to go on with their lives. In Lebanon, he's contributing to develop visible and concrete projects, and Live Lebanon is only one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Ambassador Robert Watkins.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and the great challenge of speaking to you tonight in this keynote address while you have your dinner. So I will do my best to, at the same time, keep your attention and help you to enjoy the great food that the Australian producers have provided us with. I'd like to, first of all, thank Mr. Fadi Zuki for his great contribution not only to the establishment of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, but as one of our goodwill ambassadors for Lebanon. I think he's one of those outstanding Australian individuals of Lebanese origin who's really giving a good face to the kinds of challenges and opportunities that exist for us working in Lebanon, trying to make the lives of Lebanese much better. I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight for this opportunity to speak to you. I'm honored to join you on this occasion to commemorate what are really two very special events. The first one we've heard a lot about, which is the creation and the establishment of the Australian Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry. But I'd like to speak to you a little bit also about the United Nations Development Programme's Live Lebanon project. As UNDP Live Lebanon Goodwill Ambassador to Australia, Mr. Zuki's invaluable support and boundless energy have been instrumental to our efforts in Lebanon, not to mention his generosity in hosting this event tonight in this beautiful city of Melbourne. It goes without saying that the ties between these two countries are both deep and long-standing. Lebanese have been living and working right here in the state of Victoria, contributing to the economy and social fabric for over 130 years. And when the Australian Army went to battle against Vichy France in Lebanon in 1941, the first casualty of that campaign was a young man named Nicholas Khoury, also known as Khoury in Lebanon, a second-generation Australian who died less than 80 kilometers from the birthplace of his father in Lebanon. But that is the past, while our collective presence here this evening undoubtedly reflects our shared concerns for the future of Lebanon and the role that Australians and the Lebanese diaspora can play in making that future brighter. Of course, it is no longer business as usual in the Arab region. The world has been witness as one country after another has made history in just over a year since a young, distraught Tunisian took his life in protest. Rapidly growing young populations in the region are demanding jobs, security, decent public services, and prospects for a better life, a better future in which they have a say. And while events seemed at first to unfold as a comfortable distance from Lebanon, that can no longer be said, with strife now just across the border from Lebanon in neighboring Syria. In this respect, the collective lessons learned over this period take on a new meaning. a new sense of urgency to ensure stability in each country of the region. The head of UNDP, Helen Clark, former Prime Minister from a neighboring country, has argued that to construct an effective bulwark against instability, I quote, models of more inclusive growth will need to encompass smart strategies which enable nations to benefit more broadly from their national endowments. Doing that requires not only deriving spin-offs for jobs, local business, technology transfers, infrastructure, and tax revenues, but also strong and capable institutions and leadership committed to human development. And here we see what makes the two initiatives which we are marking tonight so important, so complementary to each other. For while investment and economic vitality are in any case crucial to the task, the Lebanese diaspora is a unique historical phenomenon that represents just such a national endowment. In addition to financial remittances, members of the diaspora serve as a bridge between Lebanon and the rest of the world. They, you, have become political and business leaders in the respective adoptive countries, helping, for example, to increase market access for Lebanese goods and services, and promoting Lebanon as an investment destination. Expatriate leaders also constitute a formidable asset for Lebanon's public and cultural diplomacy, with an extensive, even global reach. The picture today in Lebanon is one that features both substantive private sector upsides and significant public and social sector challenges. We have seen that even in times of great uncertainty, such as the global financial crisis, key elements of Lebanon's private sector are sufficiently robust to withstand and to even prosper. And good access to education has blessed Lebanon with a highly educated workforce well positioned to make effective use of new investment and employment opportunities, deriving a high return to capital. Yet, as the International Monetary Fund highlights in its analysis of constraints to growth published this month, Lebanon is also faced with low social returns and high regional income disparities. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason that I'm here to talk to you tonight. Should the diaspora be enabled to further invest even a fraction of their collective resources specifically for inclusive and local development, the contribution to reducing regional disparities throughout Lebanon and unlocking the workforce potential and building that critical bulwark against instability would be even more considerable and long-term. But such marketing is not necessarily an easy task for a number of reasons. This is why both the Australian Lebanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the UNDP Live Lebanon Australia initiative together play important complementary role in helping keep Lebanon on the positive path of economic growth and social development that has allowed it to reach upper middle income status in recent years and become a leader in so many areas, such as education, health, care, trade, and services, while at the same time further strengthening ties between the two countries. Allow me then now to speak a bit more about the specific contributions each of these initiatives will make, starting with the Chamber of Commerce and the role of the private sector in development. As the UN's lead agency for development in the 177 countries and territories in which we work, the UNDP long ago came to embrace the private sector as the primary engine for the sort of progress and change our member states seek. The goals of economic growth and social and local development go hand in hand, with sustained economic growth an essential condition for lifting people out of poverty, something governments cannot do alone. We can see this clearly at the global level, where it has been estimated that the scale of donor nations' private sector engagement with developing countries, including investment, remittances, and private philanthropy, outweighs that of official development assistance by a factor of at least 3 to 1, a ratio that is certainly higher in the case of upper middle income countries like Lebanon. For this reason, we view our partnership with the Investment Development Authority of Lebanon as an important example of how we can help government build an environment that fosters foreign investment flows. And at the global level, UNDP partners with the International Chamber of Commerce for much the same reason. We recently launched together the World Business and Development Awards, looking far and wide for successful businesses of any size that are delivering both commercial success and helping improve social and environmental conditions in line with the UN Conference on Sustainable Development. Whether multinational or small to medium-sized, there are many ways every business can contribute to sustainable development. Companies by nature help increase consumer choices, bring valuable innovations to market, provide jobs, and enhance our quality of life. But they can also give back to their communities through corporate social responsibility initiatives, looking afresh at a company's place in the community. But for Australian businesses and investors to be able to make the right sorts of investment at the right scale for maximum impact, providing both employment and opportunities and healthy bottom lines, the services of institutions such as the Australian Lebanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry are crucial. But this is only half of the problem. While the engines of commercial growth are stoked through support from the Chamber of Commerce, the Live Lebanon Australian initiative addresses the other half of the solution, providing an innovative means of tapping the potential of the diaspora in a completely different yet complementary way. For the first time, the barriers have been brought down. Individuals and businesses have at hand accessible, transparent, and efficient platform to directly contribute to a better future, not just for Lebanon as a whole, but also the communities that they hope to sustain. The Live Lebanon project is divided into 4 thematic campaigns: health, education and youth, the environment, and income generation, providing the opportunity for individuals and companies with a specific philanthropic interest to participate in initiatives. Designed in partnership with local municipal and civil society representatives, each individual project delivered through Live Lebanon is an embodiment of both the aspirations of many communities and the commitment of individuals of Lebanese diaspora. The online portal livelebanon.org represents another important innovation, bringing the potential for millions of Lebanese worldwide to donate at the click of a button, while building awareness and trust among far-flung individual donors based on transparent access to financial and other critical information. Now one can literally monitor the implementation of their adopted project from wherever they may be. Finally, Live Lebanon is dedicated to tackling the challenge of regional disparity. I spoke earlier about directing projects to areas where they are needed most, whether providing children with a new safe public playground, helping a community recover access to clean water, or supporting a women's cooperative. Developing Lebanon's communities and national potential is all the more possible thanks to Live Lebanon and the contributions of committed individuals and companies worldwide. I should like to wish to conclude by again thanking Mr. Zuki and joining him in inviting each of you to become a partner of the United Nations Development Programme, to become a member of an international community for Lebanon's future. There are many ways to take up this opportunity, from direct donations to volunteering your time and ideas and helping us spread the word across your extensive networks. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no time like the present to invest in a healthy and prosperous Lebanon. The multitude of opportunities that the country has to offer, together with the boundless resources and energy of Australian businesses and individuals, and the trusted, impartial convening power of the United Nations, is an unbeatable combination. We very much look forward to your support, and I thank you very much. Merci كتير. شكرا. مساء الخير.